Hey nerds, what's up? My name is Bubba, and you are watching
Matt
and Bubba in the morning.
Oh, that's
Matt,
what it is.
It's Matt, and it's you and me in the morning. That's what we could just
Hey,
call
everyone,
it.
ask Bubba what time he rolled out of bed. Just ask him.
It doesn't matter because it was Central Time, and if you can't see the bags under my eyes, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay, Bubba is not a morning boy, but my co-host and bestie in the whole wide world. And Anna likes to point out that, hey, it's really apparent that Matt is your best friend and you are Matt's friend. Like, so just deal with that. She points it out a lot to me, and words hurt, mister.
I have not said anything.
I didn't say, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking directly at my wife because I know she's watching.
But you just called her Mister?
Mister. Yeah.
You are my best friend. I just don't, you introduce me way more than I introduce you. So
what do you want me to do, Matt? Huh?
I don't know.
Not do it?
I just see, Anna,
I wouldn't treat my best friend like that.
You can't say that because I am just here to Bubba says his blah, 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 and Bubba's Tall Cup, and join with me as my best friend, blah, 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 Matt Warmbier. And I say, howdy do, and then we move on.
So last week I said that we're like our friendship is out of this world. Yeah. Like because we have to go to space. Did
I not say the right thing? Sorry, Anna.
No, you did. No, listen. I have to come up with a different thing to say every time.
Okay.
So we're going to be talking today about Marvel Studios' new show, What If? Okay. What? Exactly right. What if, Matthew? Since we already decided that you and I are a Nexus event, so now we can play the What If game with our friendship.
Harder. Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Captain Friendship. Both of us in our respective universes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to be talking about the first episode, and
I get to be the one with the rainbow over.
You can be Shang Tsung. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just turn everybody into babies. How about that?
Where's that noise coming from?
What noise are you talking about? This has got to be really fun. If you guys are listening on LTN radio, we're airing our shows on Saturday mornings on LTN radio at ltnonair.com.
Oh, it's like Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, it's Saturday morning Funhouse. Matt and Bubba in the Saturday morning. So we hope that wherever you are, whenever you're listening to this, whether it's right now or otherwise, that you've got your cup of Joe. This one's a blast from the past for me.
Look at that.
Anna said, hey, do you have a cup preference? I was like, no, not really.
That's the one.
And she brings me this gem. And for our audio listeners, this says World's Okayest Mayor on it. Mm-hmm. Way back in the day, both hills, up snow, all the stuff. I think that's how the kids say it.
Yeah,
Matt and I were a part of an organization called Game Church. And I found myself talking about Game Church actually a lot in the last month.
Really?
Yeah. Anytime somebody asks me about, hey, how did you get into nerd culture missions, or what's your origin story?
Yeah.
You just can't leave it out, right? Because it's a massive part. And I was the mayor, which is basically tyranny's job. Yep. I was so happy to give that tyranny up. I was so freaking happy. Here's the deal, though. People like tyranny a lot better than they liked me.
Oh, what? No.
Come on, man.
She's your best friend.
Let me tell you
She's my best friend. You're my best friend. No, come on.
But I was the community manager for the mayor for 3 years. It was legit. I laugh when I think about this because we get mad at people in politics when they try to do this. There was we voted, and then when I came into office, we didn't vote anymore.
That's what happens.
I just kept it.
That happens sometimes.
And look at me now, Mom. No hands.
The only mayor. Well, you weren't the only mayor. There was someone before
mayor,
you.
I hardly knew her. Yeah. Well, the hot in here, or is it just me? The hot in me, or is just that chimney next to you?
It's the pig.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you really quick, for anybody who wasn't here for your stream, why don't you catch us up on that pig?
Well, just real fast. When I was 8 or 9, possibly 10, I was in 4-H. I was in 4-H all of those years, and I needed a sign for my pig pen at the fair grounds to know whose pig was which pig and which pig was whose pig. So my dad,
you're reading a Dr. Seuss book over there. Like, what's happening?
my dad made this sign for me to put on my stall. So I showed pigs at the fair. Look at me now, Mom.
No
on the
pig.
internet.
Yep.
So got it.
Somebody asked you yesterday, where is the pig?
He's right behind me.
Yeah.
Come on in. No, I don't know. I sold him. I auctioned him off. I legit auctioned him off. I took him out on the auction floor, and people were like, yeah.
2 bits.
And then I bought, well, where he is now is he is down in my basement. He is a Lego set or 2.
You immortalized him in Lego.
Yep.
Aww.
Always remember, never forget.
Never forget.
Mr. Wigglesworth.
What was his name? Okay,
know.
there we go.
I just made that up.
That's awesome. What would you have named him? Go back. Get in the mind of young teenage man.
Here's the thing. Like when I was a kid, whenever I tried to tell jokes and it had to have a name in it. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you my name for the pig in just a moment after this. Whenever I was telling a joke that had to have names in it, it was always Fred.
Oh, it was
George.
Name for a pig.
This is before Harry Potter. There was Fred, there was George, and there was Mr. T. Those are the only 3 names I could ever think of.
I thought you were going to say Weasley, and I was going like, what?
No, it was Fred, George, and Mr. T were always the 3 characters in my joke, and I could never ever think of another person's name when I was trying to tell a joke. So it probably would have been Fred or George, because I wouldn't name Mr. T. That just
how many
crazy.
Fred or Georges did you know?
None. I didn't know any.
But you knew one Mr. T, and that's all.
I knew one. I knew the Mr. T. So
Mr. Iced Tea.
Yeah, not that one. No, I pity the food. That one. From the A-Team. We'll get it.
Yeah, no B-teamers here.
Yep. So probably Fred or George, more than likely.
What would you name him now? Assuming it was a him. I don't know.
It would probably be like an X-Men name or something like that. Like I'd have to look at him really closely. Probably Sabretooth to start, because pigs are pretty wild. Sabretooth is pretty wild. Maybe I call him Victor. Victor Creed.
Or Fred Creed or George Creed.
Probably Mr. T Creed.
Whatever.
Victor, Mr. Fred Creed.
Mr. the T Creed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't. Whoever does 4-H stuff still, God bless you. It was hard work. It's like, I was a kid. I get it. It probably isn't that hard, but it seemed like hard work for me. And it was hot. It was always in like July, August. And it was just, my body couldn't handle it then. I can't handle it now.
No, well, you're not a monster. You just sell pigs,
Just ride those pigs.
Just ride them all the way to the state fair, baby.
Old Fred. No, I never went to the state fair. It was always the Midland County Fair.
And then you allegedly, according to one news outlet, you won the silver Olympic medal for selling pigs.
Yeah, sort of. I 1 year, my second year, I won a large pink ribbon. It was a big one. It was a big ribbon, and it was reserve grand champion. But it wasn't. It was like reserve grand champion, or maybe it wasn't grand. Maybe that's the word I was adding. Maybe it was just reserve champion in my class. Because then you'd go on and have a champion of all the champions, and then you'd have a reserve grand champion, which would be second place. The fair, they don't like do silver, gold, and bronze. They don't do first, second, third. They try to they give you these weird words that mix you up as an 8-year-old kid. So then the next thing you know, you're talking to the newspaper, telling them you won second place overall. They don't know any better. I got pink ribbon and it's white on it, and it's like big.
Did it have your dad's handwriting on it? Let's ask
no.
some real questions.
I actually have it somewhere in this house. I have all my 4-H ribbons somewhere in this house. I just saw them not long ago.
You might want to put them side by side with that.
I'm actually going to put them right here on my mantle.
Your mantle. It's
well,
crazy.
My mantle. That's my mantle.
Have you moved that pig since you put it up?
No, I did. I had it down here.
Oh, okay.
What's up?
It just sits so perfectly.
Well, this is the headphones. I'm like ruining a pair of good headphones.
Oh, good. Okay. Well,
hold on.
Let's see. You need to make a little loop-de-loop on the back of that thing.
It has holes in it. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, no problem. You'll never forget my name. Look me up online, all right? Hey, Mom, look at me now.
Yeah, on the internet.
Yeah,
but really, not to bury the lead here, Matt. What is the Olympics if not a giant state fair, a worldwide state fair?
How dare you? It doesn't smell as bad, I bet. The state fair.
I bet that's not accurate at all.
You got to find the right spot, but I bet it does smell, but not as bad as the animals at the fair. Let me tell you, living at the fair for 2 weeks or whatever it was, week and a half, 2 weeks, like it just really wears on a little young guy. The only thing you have to look forward to is that money from selling your animal to go buy a Sega Genesis or some Lego.
How much did you make off of this pig?
This is different years, man. One year I bought a very expensive Lego set. It was like, I think it was like $70 or $80. That's expensive for, the 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, it's like $5,000.
Yeah, exactly. And then another year I got more money. I guess it was a better looking pig and people wanted it. So I made enough to go buy a Sega Genesis, Madden Football 94, and a Batman and Robin game.
Dang.
Yeah, well, spared no expense.
That was a rotund Jorge there.
I don't have that Sega anymore though. So,
dude, if we could literally do an entire show, Matt and Bubba in the morning or free play, anything, it doesn't really matter, about the consoles we've had and sold or given away.
Yep.
The regret we had for doing that.
Yeah. 100%.
How many times we have repurchased.
Too many.
And how many times we've resold or given away.
Yeah, we're like, I'm never gonna play this again until you're like, oh, why did I do that? I want to play that game. Dude, I'm gonna give you a short list of the consoles.
I'll take your short list.
Okay, I've sold 3 regular NESs. I've sold a Super Nintendo, 2 Nintendo 64s, a Dreamcast, an Xbox 360. A PlayStation 2, a PlayStation 1, another PlayStation 1, 2 Sega Genesises. Did I already say that?
Genesis, yeah.
A couple DSs. I had a green, like the jungle green Donkey Kong Nintendo 64.
Serious?
And it's like a GameCube, a couple of GameCubes. Man, you basically named the system and I've sold it. And I bought it again.
Oh man. Okay, so you're blowing me out of the water here. Because I didn't grow up like a rich kid like Matt did.
I didn't either.
Right?
I would flip it. I would like, here. What do I want? I'm going to sell all of my stuff to get that.
Yeah. Well, you also have sold a lot of plasma, if we're being real.
Bless up.
I still have all of my plasma
I
from
gave all mine
A1
away.
since day one.
Yeah, I gave all mine away.
My short version is the console I have bought and sold the most is the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
And a close second would be the PlayStation 2.
How dare you?
Runner up to that would be the Xbox, the original Xbox.
Okay.
So those are my top 3. But I legitimately have a Nintendo 64 that is within eyeshot of me right now. That I haven't. It has so much dust on it. I've not played it or moved it.
You're gonna sell it, aren't you?
Over my dead body.
Yeah,
I will sell that thing. That thing will be in my will to be buried with me.
Yeah, put it on your chest, like so you can hold it like.
Yeah, with my copy of Tony Hawk sticking out.
I want your hands actually down lower, and you're holding the controller. I want not middle. I want outsides. Okay.
No, what I want is I want them to have a cartridge in my hand, and I want them to affix my lips in a blowing fashion.
It's gonna be good. Okay, I can't wait. I guess or something.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be a banger. So,
I have sold a lot of consoles, games. My sister got mad at me for selling our Nintendo. She said it was our Nintendo 64, but it was technically mine. But she said it was ours. So now I have our original Super Nintendo. That she says if I ever sell it, she will kill me. So write that down, somebody.
I think I've only bought and sold a Super Nintendo. I have never in my life purchased a Super Nintendo. I have owned a Super Nintendo, and now I don't own it anymore. And if you want to know there are 2 that hurt the most. Okay, Number 1 is the Sega Dreamcast.
Okay,
if anybody out there is listening, if you love me at all, I'm just gonna heap a lot of guilt there. I am looking for a Dreamcast very specifically in 2 games. Okay. The one game that I want the most is Power Stone, not Power Stone 2, Power Stone the OG.
Yeah, Power Stone 2 is trash.
Okay. They jumped the shark. Is that what the saying is?
Yeah.
They went too far. But in the end, it didn't even matter.
It didn't even matter. Mm-hmm.
Power Stone 1, OG. And then the second game
It's so bright.
is MDK2. Don't ask me why.
Mortal Donkey Kong 2.
Memorandum of Diddy Kong.
Asia. Yep.
Yeah, it's Murder, Death, Kill. All right?
Okay.
Murder, Death, Kill 2. I have these really great memories of playing that game. And a close third, I might even put it above MDK2, is Marvel vs. Capcom 2
I had it.
for the Dreamcast.
I'm sorry.
So did I.
Yeah. Well,
Like this close to me, I purchased one of those.
Well, just in case you need it.
Well, it was just in case I need it. This is one of the retro fighter. What if Dreamcast made a real controller?
What if? What if Marvel?
You know, so I had this. I kickstarted this whenever they were doing that campaign, and every time my son comes in here, that's a hyperbole. Like
Every
almost
other time.
1 out of 6 times that my 9-year-old son comes in here, he goes, "Hey, Daddy, when are you going to get that Dreamcast?"
Yeah, seriously, I've been waiting for years. I've been waiting for years and years. So,
look, man, you can't talk to me like that.
Oh. Well,
But
I hope
so
you
that's
get
my number
day.
1, and my number 2 is regret is the Super Nintendo, because like Zelda: A Link to the Past, I'm not even joking with you. Like that's a game. At any given moment, if I'm bored, I'll just sit down and turn that game on.
Yeah, it's really good. It's one of those enjoyable, peaceful games that's not too challenging anymore.
Dude, NFL Fever on the Dream. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
go
off.
ahead. Mm-hmm.
I blame Terry. Terry Bear in the chat. NFL Fever on the Dreamcast was dope, but more than that, now you got me thinking about NFL Blitz on the Nintendo 64. NFL 2K? Was that the game? That might have been the game.
I think you're thinking 989.
It was, maybe it wasn't 2K, but it was whatever the NFL game that like Sega put out.
Right.
It was I'll have to go back and look. Maybe it is 2K.
I think it is 2K.
But like Caffeine, you can absolutely send me your Dreamcast.
Yeah, he'll
100%. DM me and I will give you my address. That game was the first game that I played on my Dreamcast on the internet, and it was terrible, but I loved every second.
Did you use a keyboard attachment?
I did. I had keyboard and mouse because that was a big deal with the Dreamcast, was that you could do like web browsing and clickety. It was a clickety clack keyboard, but not for all the good reasons,
You were living
for all
in
the
the
bad
past
reasons.
and the future in the past.
You kidding me, man? Yeah, I just like legit speaking, like the Dreamcast, the 64, and the Super Nintendo. Like those are my top 3. And I have an Xbox Series X. I've got a PlayStation 4. Matt, you got a PS5. I've played the PS5. Deal. All those consoles, like they each have a different spot in my heart.
Yeah.
But my top 3 are Dreamcast, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64 in that order.
For me, I think I would probably do Super Nintendo, GameCube, and then probably Nintendo 64. I think Nintendo 64 is my biggest regret. Maybe GameCube for selling. Like those two, I had the games you can't really get anymore. Like I had both gold copies. Yeah, Double Dash. Both gold cartridges for Zelda and Majora's Mask. Double Dash on the GameCube. Like these games, like unless I wanted to go spend $80 to $100, I'm not going to get them again.
I don't think I even have the gold cart for the Zelda that I have.
Yeah. Rogue Squadron 2. Yeah, I go to like used bookstores and used game stores often, like looking for old GameCube games, and you'll see like, oh, there's NHL 09 or whatever it was, 12 maybe, and like, I don't even want that game, and I like hockey games. Like you'll find like all those really terrible games. They don't come with the case. My best find ever was the Master Quest. One of the discs from the Master Quest Ocarina of Time.
Oh man!
And it didn't have a case. I was like, I'm going to get this.
So long as it plays.
It did, and it was only $15 too. And I was like, you can't beat that. So it's really hard. It's very, very hard. So if any of you have any GameCube games you're willing to part with, let me know. I'll buy them from you for a reasonable price.
Like legit. Let's online flea market this thing.
Yeah.
Let's find a way, because like Matt and I, we'll turn them into content. We'll stream that mess.
Yeah,
We'll do stuff. We'll give you guys credit if you want to donate or sell or do whatever. Like, we're a qualifying 501c3. This could be some sort of a write-off for you if that's your jam. But from a very selfish standpoint, Matt and I are jonesing pretty hard for some retro games. And so let's talk. Hit us up. Whether you're listening on LTN On Air or the Live 365 app, search for LTN Radio, or if you're watching right here on Twitch at lovethynerd.com/Twitch each and every, today is Thursday.
We're here Thursday, yeah.
Thursday at so early.
10 a.m. Eastern time.
So early Central. 9 o'clock. Hey, that's really cool. I love talking about, like, video games were just so. I'm gonna say something, Matt.
Can't wait.
Okay. Video games were better when we were a kid. All right. Now hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out.
I'll let you finish here. I'm gonna let you finish, but first.
Yeah, but first, here's the deal. They are not better. Current, like that's a definitive current statement. They are not better. Retroactively speaking, I'm confusing myself as I'm saying this.
I'm trying to follow along.
When we were kids,
okay, all right, go on. Okay,
things were just better.
Oh, okay.
They
now
just
going
were
back,
better.
They're not that great, but then they were really good.
Yeah, looking at it now, hindsight being everything, rip the nostalgia out of it. A lot of those games don't hold up. We were just talking about. I saw Terrorbear here in the chat. We were just talking yesterday, and by we I mean I was watching your stream, about.
Anyways, like I was saying, man, it's the craziest thing. Am I right?
Yeah. If you guys think you're the only ones that that's how you consume our content, you're wrong. Because I went back and I had to watch Matt's stream after he was already offline, and I had to fight myself from typing in the chat.
You should have, and then tag me or somebody else.
So, like, remove all the nostalgia, right? Go back and look at these games. A lot of them are not good. They don't hold up.
Some are very good.
But in the moment, in a vacuum, in that spot in time, there was not a better game that had ever been created. There was not another machine out there more powerful and
it's true.
That could
all 64 bits.
Anything you were playing in that moment. You have reached. Case in point, and this is like a great case in point. When I got Mortal Kombat 4. I was over the moon. That game cost me $70 on the Nintendo 64.
That's gross.
Yeah, games were stupid expensive back then. Cost me $70. I got that. I remember driving home from Walmart. Like, it was late. I forced my mom. I probably bugged the crap out of her for us to go. I'm like, let's go. What are we doing sitting around? Let's go. Yeah. And so we get home and I start playing it. I'm loving this game. It's awesome. I probably played it for 2 days. I'm burnt out.
No.
And now I look back on it, I'm like, yeah, that was the worst Mortal Kombat by a long shot.
Was Johnny Cage in it?
I think he was.
Okay.
But everything was so blocky, like you look at the Nintendo 64 and it was cool because I was a teenager and it was a teenager. And so it was my people.
Exactly. Going back and trying to play Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask, like, they're painful. It's painful. They were great. I loved them. Then. I played a lot.
So early PlayStation 1 stuff. Some, not all, PlayStation 2 stuff, and the Xbox.
Early
Nintendo 64
PlayStation 2 stuff was rough.
Like that whole era of video games it's hard.
It's the teenage years.
You get before that, bangers, right? Yep. You go pre-Nintendo,
it's kind of why I struggle with Minecraft a little bit, because it gives me that Nintendo 64 vibe. But like, I was like, I moved on from these graphics. Like, either smooth it out or dumb it down a little bit more, please.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are putting a lot of good stuff here in the chat. And you're absolutely right. Like Rampage and Battletoads. I have Rampage over here in arcade cabinet, the arcade 1-up Midway stuff, the legacy stuff. Love it. Love that game.
Yep.
But there are a lot that just did not.
I I will say the wrestling games on Nintendo 64 did hold up, and they're still fun. Very fun.
They are the only reason, Matt, that it's at the top of my list. Because like Majora's Mask aside, Mario 64 aside, like these big, huge games aside, held up against other ones, they pale in comparison.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, you look at Majora's Mask, which is my least favorite of, like, I would say the mainstream Zelda games, because the concept just didn't feel Zelda to me.
You're wrong.
I know. So, like, again, right? Like, the reason I don't play that game and have never played that game is because it came out at a time where I was like, who in the world would ever care about this game?
Yeah. Well,
you know?
Turns out a lot of people.
Yeah. More people, if you really get into the nitty gritty of it, more people will say that they liked Majora over Ocarina of Time. Like hardcore kind of gamers, like Redditors and...
Yeah, I don't know. They're both
guys.
hard to play anymore. I couldn't tell you which one I liked more. They're hard. And I've restarted both those games several times in the past 10 years even. And I'm like, can't do it. Move on.
Not even Ocarina of Time?
No. I get to the point where I'm going up to Death Mountain. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. So not very far in.
You know what we should do? And by we, I mean probably you, for being real.
Okay.
Let's get the what was the strategy guide back then? Was it Prima? Or was that like
you may have,
Brady?
There's Nintendo
Bradley?
Power too, like, but that didn't have all this stuff. Those had tips and tricks.
Whatever even if it's just a current guide, the definitive Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask guide, and then you just go through the game on stream.
Well, I would need a Nintendo 64 for that in those games.
Okay, so we need to get Matt a Nintendo 64.
So let's start there, and then we'll work on the guide.
So you need the guide, the system, and the games.
I did see Ocarina of Time on sale yesterday or a day before yesterday for $25 at a used place. So I was like, that's a pretty good deal.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
as long as it doesn't have like a dry battery, you're probably fine.
Or like cockroaches in it.
Oh well, whatever. The cockroaches help with the save game. Everybody knows that. Can't kill a cockroach.
Frost.
Oh, Frost has a 64. Boom.
I'll probably sell it. Sorry.
Yeah. just have Leisha tell him not to sell it.
I'm fine with selling the 64.
Yours, mine, and ours.
It's the SNES. I can't. It's not yellow. It's like, it looks really good because you see all those like old yellow Super Nintendos.
Old yellers, got it.
Old yellows. Okay, well, let me answer start.
I mean, legit. I think like that's good content. That's stuff that people will watch.
You
sometimes
hear me, like, turning the pages.
Yeah, I want to because you're a monster, right? Play it like a teenager or play it like a kid. You have to turn the pages from just right past
in your lap,
the middle, right past the middle of the book. I want to hear like 60% of them go.
Yeah, I'll actually keep in my lap too, so most of the pages hit my shirt as they open up. Yeah, absolutely. You know, kids, and you're thinking about having kids one day. That's going to happen to your stuff.
Yeah, they either turn it just right from the middle of the book, or they take their whole hand and wipe it across so that it creases the page.
Yeah, just whack it.
Oh, kids are great. You should have 1,000 of them.
Okay, well, getting close.
Also, hey, Frost, quick question, because it's just you and me right now. Does that 64 have the expansion pack in it?
Ooh.
Because I think, if memory serves me correctly, that does add like some shaders or textures or something like that.
Some it's not necessary, but you can get them.
And the game obviously runs a whole lot smoother.
Yeah.
Mine does. That thing gets hot.
Yeah.
Like I had not realized all that stuff. And also, hey, Matt, we should also think about this. Well, I should probably think about it because you're borrowing.
I'll think about it. Yeah, I'll think about it.
You're borrowing Frost. If we like, they have these like HD upgrades for them where you can like do open it up and then like solder on.
So I'll be running in Real Engine.
Yeah,
Unreal Engine.
Super real, Real Engine.
Oh yeah, very Real Engine.
Yes, it is the red insert, and you don't have to bang it. Come on, we're better than this.
Caffeine, we've streamed some 64 games the last LTN con. Bubba did something. We have an adapter, I think.
I do. I have an RCA to HDMI adapter, and that's why we were talking just now about the HDMI or the HD upgrade kit, whatever it is. That's on the list of like YouTube videos that I've watched in the past month. I just had no. There was probably like a 2% chance that I would actually follow through with it. I also watched a YouTube video about making a folding table for my backyard.
Like just like a normal, what kind of folding table? Like
a wooden one.
A picnic table or like a gaming table or
a picnic table, but you could play games on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But great question. I could adapt that.
Well, I'm
to
always
a gaming table.
Yeah, I'm always thinking ahead. Spared no expense.
Whoa.
Hey, you want to talk about Marvel? What if?
I do. And before we get into that, I want to plug some of the cool stuff that we have.
I'll sit back.
Yeah, no. Okay, so you'll see just next to Matt over there, we have Sunday School Answers, which is right there. You're looking straight at it. Whoa! Oh man. Now your hand's gone. We have Sunday School Answers, which is a great like apples to apples, Cards Against Humanity-esque party game where one person draws a dilemma card, and then everybody else has to submit their answers. And it's a very simple concept. If you've never played a game like this, they're fantastic. Because nobody ever plays the way that you think that they might play. And if you get the right group of people, and I mean the right group of people.
Perfect. Ashley Gwaltney, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put a diaper on. You're going to need it because there's not going to be time to get to the bathroom before you have peed and or pooped all over yourself. So I highly recommend it.
It's with an eye shot. Oh, it's in with hand shot.
I have it here. This is the core box by Back Row Games. And you can ! SSA or just talk about Sunday School Answers in the chat, and the robot will pick it up. And this is the deck. It's a double-sized deck. And the cool thing about this is that these cards were designed, the things on them were designed by people from our community. We will be doing another one of these. So if you want to get in on that, absolutely.
Just say so.
Yeah. And like legit, if you want a game that you helped create, this is it. Like Radio Matt is the guy who now does this game. So if you have any ideas for expansions or cards or anything like that, even outside of the LTN expansion, just hit up Radio Matt. Boom, roasted. So you can go and pick that up just right there. Link is now in the chat. And if you're listening to us on Terradio, just go to lovethynerd.com/SSA. What else did I have? Oh, Matt, we're doing a KSM giveaway. Hold, please.
There it is. When we were in California, Kate found an old box of stuff in her garage with shirts and stickers. And we want to give the stuff to you all because I guess you like Kate or whatever. So as soon as Kate, Bubba, and myself are back for an episode of the Free Play Podcast, which I guess
should be in a couple of years, yeah.
Yeah, and it won't be this week.
October. I think it's October.
You're going to be on a boat next week? The following week? Is that true still?
Oh, dang. Is that next week?
I don't know. Check your calendar, man. I'm not sure. You better work that out.
I leave next Saturday.
Okay. So maybe next week then. So prepare your bodies. I have a shirt or maybe two, and I have a boatload of stickers here to give away. You can
I see what you did.
The bend there. Yeah.
Hey, is that that +1 sticker in there?
Oh yeah, the almost.
Look at this
Alice.
thing. Let's talk about this for just a second. Who is that?
Yeah.
In the chat, we're gonna wait. Who is that?
We're gonna wait. Just look at it.
Now, don't
give us the answer.
I hope that you can see the trees through the forest here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Who is that?
Just look at that face and look in those eyes, and we'll wait for an answer here. So actually, my arm's getting a little tired. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna come back to it. We're not looking for.
No. You're still seeing the forest, Frost. Still seeing caffeine. You're still seeing the forest. One more time.
No, I want you to just think about.
Nope, you guys are still seeing the forest.
Can I give him a hint?
No,
we see here.
No, caffeine. You're getting further away.
No.
Silver's close.
No. We know that it's the Mad Hatter. We know that it's technically
there.
Yes,
we
DJ
go.
J Shane. Yes. There it is.
Now hold it up.
That is Frodo Baggins of the Shire.
Frodo friggin' Baggins. Look at it, everybody. Does that not look like Frodo?
Frodo. Shire.
Like, how crazy is that?
It's creepy.
We were talking about that earlier. Matt brought it up, and I was like, oh, crap.
It's
yes.
Mr. Frodo Baggins.
That is him. And I was like, what if? Because that's the whole thing that we're talking about today. What if they brought in Elijah Wood to do this photo shoot? And they're like, who's going to know?
Nobody.
It's that TikTok. Who's going to know? How would they know? Nobody's going to know. It's crazy, guys.
Well,
maybe that's a sticker from a parallel multiverse universe where Elijah Wood was the Mad Hatter.
And Johnny Depp was Frodo.
Oh, a full switch.
Mm-hmm. Full switch,
Dude, I'm here for it.
Or maybe he's Gandalf. So we talked about this a little bit before. We feel like even if you have not seen Marvel What If, there aren't really any spoilers.
It's not a spoiler thing.
No, it's not really a spoiler type show. Like maybe if you don't want to know anything about the episode, then yes, it would be a spoiler. But this last one had to do with Peggy Carter and Steve Rogers and that whole era of the first Avenger. And the whole premise is, what if Peggy Carter was the first Avenger? And they knocked this episode, guys, and the start of this series out of the park. Like,
okay,
so well done. Go ahead.
Before we get too far into it, we are going to play. We're gonna play the trailer for it, so that if you don't even know what if is, or if you need to refresh your course and some of these cool things, what if you don't? We're gonna play the trailer for Marvel Studios' What If.
Yeah, peace. I love peace. I'd be out of a job with peace. Do we know each other?
Time. Reality. It's changeable.
Where you want to be? That's the question, isn't it?
Every universe is different. Each one unique.
Slow down a little bit. There's a few people in the room that don't understand. Not me, I get it.
Who are you?
The name's Captain Carter.
Scheiße!
I am the Watcher. I observe all that transpires here. But I do not, cannot, will not interfere.
I guess I have to freestyle then.
We have you outnumbered.
A Ravager never flies solo. I said never flies solo.
Is that some kind of catchphrase?
You had me worried for a second.
Journey to face the unknown and ponder the question. What if?
Swing.
Friends.
There it is.
Hey, first of all, sorry about the audio. I knew exactly what it was when you guys said that. So, what if Matt was good at video games? Here's the deal. Matt, you already said it. The deal's done.
Well,
this
it was a deal.
Awesome.
Yes.
It was so fun.
I honestly, like, going into it, I was like, I think I'm excited about it. I don't know. I had seen the trailer and I just wasn't sure what exactly to expect.
Yeah.
But after watching yesterday's episode, the first episode. I am ready for more. And then after doing a little bit of research on it, I am really ready for more, because you find out that this is connected to the MCU. They're kind of pulling a Star Wars thing where their animated is connecting with their other world, their live action world. So I'm ready for more. And I think there are very, very few things I would have changed about that first episode. Just super well done. They took a lot of classic scenes from the first Avenger, Captain America First Avenger. Yeah. And then they animated them and put like Peggy in the place, or changed it a little bit like here and there.
It was pretty shot for shot for a while there.
Yeah. Definitely. There were definitely some things like, that's when Cap busts through and starts shooting with his shield and his gang behind him. Super cool.
Dude, and cool. Peggy felt so comfortable with that shield.
Yeah.
Like she legit, she felt way more comfortable, it seemed like, than Steve did when he picked up the shield.
Yeah.
It's like she'd been training her whole life because she was a legitimate, soldier.
Right. And that's kind of what I was wondering. Like when you watch it, I almost felt like she was more, I'm going to use the word brutal, but it might not be the best word. Like she seemed more like she had a mission and she was going to take out people. Not that Cap didn't, but like she like hits an airplane. She's throwing people off the airplane. And like, I don't remember Cap, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I don't remember Cap like being that much like dispose of life as much, like he would shoot people. Obviously you see him shooting, and like I don't know where the difference is necessarily, but you could see like she was a trained soldier, where Cap kind of had to like learn that he was like a man with now super strength.
I will say this, because there are some people, Aaron and, Silver, that haven't seen it yet in the comments over here on Twitch. I will say, we could tell you exactly what happens in this episode. I would still say go watch this thing, because
I don't even think there's spoilers in it. Like it's...
So I was talking with Matt about this earlier, because I was legit, and AJ hasn't seen it. I was legit worried about, hey, are we going to spoil this for somebody? And then I was like, well, actually, all of this is what if, like it's the infinite multiverse kind of a deal. And then I was like, hey, that we're not even going to, like, this isn't going to impact anything. But then Matt, you told me a piece of information from Mr. the Mouse that you have, that these things could find their way into the MCU. Not all of them, but some of them could find their way into the MCU.
I'm guessing they're probably being pretty strategic about what they've planned for the series. So we probably will see more than we think we wouldn't. But yeah, they've already confirmed a season 2 as well of What If. So I don't know. It's like,
what were your reservations going into it?
I just thought it was gonna be, I guess I expected more silly, more goofy. I don't know why, but maybe it's just like because it's animated.
Because it's a cartoon.
Yeah. And I don't watch a ton of cartoons anymore. Like I get people still like them. That's fine if you like them, but typically I'm only watching Star Wars animated stuff, and I'm watching now Marvel animated stuff. Like unless it's a movie, I will watch movies. Like that's I feel like that's a little different.
Yeah.
Usually, but I don't really watch anything else. So I went into it thinking it was going to be a little bit more silly than it is, but it's
so good.
Yeah. Someone says if you've seen the first Cap movie, you've seen this episode. That's exactly right.
Basically,
because you already know the premise of what happened in Captain America First Avenger. It's just a spin on that. So
with there's a twist.
There's a twist.
Yeah, there's a twist, because that's the whole thing, right? It's like things don't go exactly as planned, and we're not going to outlay all that. But this series, the things that they're doing, I'm here for it. I am a big fan of the multiverse, because it just, forever I've been a fan of it. Like I've always been into time travel. I love the idea of anything being able to happen at any moment, going back and changing it, that creating or destroying the timeline, like the whole thing. I'm 100% here for it, because that is the most comic booky thing that you could do.
Yep,
they start and stop and reboot and all that stuff. They've been creating multiverses in comics for tens of thousands of years without knowing it. Now we're taking all that stuff and finding a way to make it canon which if we're being real, is Disney's sweet spot.
Yeah, they can now do whatever the heck they want as well, like with anything that they want, because it's theirs. They can
multiverse.
They keep going.
Yeah.
One thing we didn't mention, and I think it's worth mentioning, that it seems like 90% of the actors came back and did the voices of their characters. Like,
so I have not IMDb'd that yet.
It's a lot of them. They're the only ones that were like notable that didn't were Steve Rogers, but he sounds like, whoever does it sounds a heck of a lot like.
That's what was throwing me. I was like, Peggy. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's Peggy.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of like the soldiers were the same people. And there was the voice of the Red Skull.
Yeah.
It's not the original what's his face from Lord of the Rings.
Is it the guy that did it in Soulstone?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
He's the one. It's the one who replaced that actor.
Very
later.
good.
Yeah. So very, very few that were not original actors, which is great. Like it makes it more believable because, it sounds the same. Even the guy who played, like I said, the guy who played Steve Rogers, it is almost right on. Like he does such a good job.
It was, guys, I can't, and I don't want to be a broken record here because we want to give you fresh content. Legit so good. I promise you I'm going to go back and watch it again because like one of my favorite things to do is to go and watch Easter egg videos after. Yeah. I haven't watched it yet, but to go back and be like, okay, hey, what did I miss? That was a journey and a half through WandaVision and Loki. Is Captain Falcon America and the Winter Soldier was a little bit different because Easter eggs weren't really its thing. Like they weren't really trying to. They had a completely different agenda with that show.
Yeah.
But still, like this one, you can hide anything. It's animated. Like that's the beauty of it. Hey, Peggy Carter's gonna jump through a plane. Why not? That's cheap. Just draw it.
Just draw it. You're fine.
Yeah. And so like that's the thing really, honestly for me, that was the thing that scared me the most was it being animated. Mm-hmm. Because I'm gonna be real with you, man. Like Marvel and their animated stuff, it's kind of zany. Like it's like they just it's whack, a lot of the time.
Yep, I agree.
It's for Chad with those 14 months.
You're getting old.
Status. Like you look, even the news, I forget what even the news show that just came out for kids. Like a lot of the animated stuff is geared towards kids.
Yeah.
It's over the top, it's bubbly, it's zany, it's cute, it's whatever, but it's like, I really don't want to see that as an adult. Like I have a very specific thing in mind, and I was legit worried that they might kind of ruin the MCU and the multiverse with these what if things, but they won me over. I mean, almost immediately. It took probably 5 minutes for me to like fully be like, yes, yes,
absolutely.
Mr. Sir and Mrs. Ma'am, absolutely. Anna, my wife, she mentioned this. She said, hey, at the end of it, she was like, that felt like I was watching a comic book. And not in any of the bad ways where like, you guys remember Incredible Hulk, right? Like the panels are sliding across and everything is, everybody's getting motion sickness just trying to watch this thing. It felt like you were watching a comic because how the way that it looked, right? Like the cell shading and the the outlines. It's like Street Fighter, right? Like the new Street Fighter. It has the but the pacing of it, you felt like you watched the entire Captain America First Avenger movie in 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
And then some.
Yep.
I legitimately in the first like 10 minutes was like, I don't know how they're going to keep up with this pacing. Like we're almost done with the movie. It's just moving so fast. But the moments that they decided to focus on.
Yeah.
Semi-magnifique.
We can move on because we're running out of time here, but I'll say I kind of hoped that she was called Captain Britain.
That's what I thought too.
Then it would tie more into the X-Men universe, but Captain Carter it is. That's fine. I also hope that one of the what ifs
It has
Does
to be.
a what if that crosses over into the Spider-Verse? Let it happen.
I thought you were gonna go X-Men.
Well, obviously X-Men. That's like my number one. But I hope that because they already have this like whole world with Into the Spider-Verse. Like if they can somehow get into that, and then it leads into the next Spider-Man movie.
Are you worried?
Don't do this.
That they are kind of they bought up all the X-Men property stuff, and they're kind of just letting it rot. Are you worried about that?
I'm not worried because they've said it's going to be a few years before we see them, because they already have this story planned out. You can't just like interject X-Men.
Yes, you can.
They could, but I think
the X-Men are
plan.
the X-Men are liquid. Okay, they'll fit in anything. All right,
They will. I just want to. If they need to take their time a little bit, I'll let them take their time if they can do it right. So,
yeah,
please, hey, Mickey Mouse, please.
I'm a little worried.
Not me, because it seems like they're doing the right thing with Deadpool. I feel like the few things we've heard and seen, they're doing him the right way. They're doing that character the right way. So I'm hopeful that they haven't let us down yet. Very, very little have they let us down. There's a couple movies here and there that there's a couple of movies here and there that aren't the best ones. Thor 2. But overall, they're making quality stuff that the fans want.
They won me over, and this, I guess this is 20th century. I don't know exactly how much like Marvel had to do with any of this stuff, but Logan, top shelf.
Logan? Oh yeah.
It's top shelf for me, man. Like that, it didn't follow suit with the comic, the short run series of Old Man Logan, but I'm kind of glad that it didn't.
They handled it right. Yeah, it was well done. Very well done. Let's watch it, Aaron. Okay, you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, well, apparently there's no end to the things that you watch without Aaron. So,
well, just this. I honestly didn't think she was interested.
And what if
she doesn't like animated? What if she was?
What if? Yeah, I waited all day. I told you yesterday morning, I was like, oh, I need to watch that. And then I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch it here. And then Anna was like, oh, I'm going to be gone. And she's not like big into Marvel stuff, but I was like, she's probably going to she'll be real mad if I watch this without her.
No, Aaron is only like, should I watch it? I was like, yeah, we'll watch it. Silver, make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen, Captain. Hey, let us know what you guys thought about it. When you do watch it, hit us up on Facebook. You can go to our Facebook group, lovethynerd.com/community. I think it'll take you there. And then also you can just go to Facebook and search for Love Thy Nerd Community. And also, like, maybe even specifically, let's just chat about it in Discord. Like,
that's a good idea.
That's where really a lot of our best community stuff happens. If not here on Twitch, absolutely 100% on Discord. You can go to lovethynerd.com/Discord to get there. We'd love to chat it up with you. And if there are other things that we missed, or things that we haven't talked about, or things that you might think are spoilers and you want to talk about in a safe environment, we have a Marvel spoilers channel over there on Discord. So go and get on over there. We'd love to chat with you more about it. And all the stuff in the weeks to come. Like, it's not going to slow down. How many episodes are there going to be in this thing? Do you know, Matt?
Well, 12.
50,000, mean team?
No, are you looking? Okay, go ahead.
Episodes. So far, just one.
2?
Season 1. Looks like 9.
Only 9?
Yeah, sorry. It runs through October the 6th. So
that's a mid-season break.
All these things are mid-season breaks. Holy jeez. Okay, so one of the episodes is Marvel Zombies, and I forgot about that. And that is one of my favorite, because I'm just a little boy at heart, right?
Right.
That's one of my favorite, like, bends. I liked it when they did it in Marvel, and I liked it when they did it in DC with Blackest Night. Like that.
Darkest Night, Darkest Day.
Absolutely. It just, like, that kind of stuff is so good. I love it so much. But hey, let us know what you think about the What If series. What would you like to see come into the MCU and be a part of the greater Phase 5, kind of spin? Phase 4? What phase are we in? 5?
Yeah, the next phase.
So set phasers to stun. That's all I know.
Yep. It's this third age of Miller.
Yeah, you say 8. I think I'm looking at 9 here. But either way, hey, it's going to be great. Come hang out with us. Hey, Matt, we're done, man.
That'll do it.
That'll do, pig. That'll do. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us a little bit this morning with Matt and Bub in the morning. We hope you enjoyed a nice cup of whatever. Matt, you're sipping on a LaCroix there, I think.
And my coffee was long gone. I didn't brew anymore. So here we are, tired.
So, hey, we're going to get out of here, but make sure that you guys go and hang out with us online. Like we talked about, Discord, lovethynerd.com/Discord, or on our Facebook community, or just right there on our website, lovethynerd.com, where we've got a lot of great articles, podcasts, video shows, all the things that we do can be found there. And as always, legitimately speaking, like we're talking about with this show and others, they air on ltnonair.com, our radio station, Love Thy Nerd Radio. So go and check that out, like I said, on the website, or even on the Live 365 app if you want to listen while you drive. I'm gonna be real, that's what I do.
I don't drive.
Matt, you posted the funniest meme that I've seen in a very long time. It was no joke, dude. It was 2:00 in the morning. I just got done watching the episode of Game of Thrones I was going to watch for the night, and I was trying to go to bed, and so I'd scroll through Facebook because that seemed like a good idea.
Yeah, I did.
And I come across this meme, and I forget the exact wording of it. Maybe you can remember it. But it's the premise of the meme is the cassette adapter that you put into your car so that you can listen to your phone on it. Do you have it pulled up? Do you want to read it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's a grandma walking and some younger ladies behind her, and the grandma saying, "I used to have a fake little cassette with a headphone wire to trick my car into playing an iPod shuffle. Sure, grandma, let's get you back to bed."
It's like, yes, why? Who would do that, and why would they do that? You know, as you're trying to talk about the past to your kids, and
that's what it is.
She's like helping her, and the grandma's got like her head down, and she's got her little walker, and yeah, I could hear the voice. I used to have a fake cassette player. Like, it just, everything about it was so good. Oh my gosh. Anyway, go and hang out with us on the radio station and the website and all the things. And then be sure to just come back like basically every single day. Now that Frost has his computer set up.
Well, almost.
Oh, let's feed it.
It'll be set up, he says, by Monday.
He said last night on JMPay's stream, his computer's set up. That's what he said. Oh, okay, but maybe he said you brought him a cable that was 50 feet too short.
Yeah, basically. I did my best. That's all I had.
I love that he thought you had the size cable he needed.
I thought I did. I bought 100 feet and didn't use all of that. I was like, I probably have enough.
No.
I didn't have enough.
Never. You will never have enough. Yeah, crawl under the house. No big deal.
Yep.
But hey, we are here on lovethynerd.com/Twitch basically every day. Just hit that follow button. Subscribe if you're into that kind of thing. But whatever you do, make sure you hit the notifications so you know when we go live. I'll tell you this, if you're in Discord, you will get the notification period. It sends out an at everyone to let you know, hey, LTN is live.
Or just leave a tab open on our page.
That's what I do. Yeah, why not?
Perfect.
Your computer doesn't need the memory. Just do it.
It's fine.
Well, hey, we're going to get out of here, but don't go anywhere because
we're going to raid somebody.
You're going to raid somebody.
Yep.
Somebody.
Keymaster.
Oh, perfect. Keymaster. Hey, let them know that LTN sent you. We love these people. They are some of our greatest friends and just some of the best developers. They make games like Parks, Trails, and Control, Campy Creatures. A lot of really great games coming out of that that publisher. So let them know LTN sent you, and be sure to check us out. Like I said, right here each and every Thursday morning. I say each and every-ish, asterisk, when we can.
Yep.
In a couple of weeks, we won't be here because I'll be flying and then we'll be on the road. So maybe we'll bump it up to Wednesday or something else. We'll make sure that we get it in. So don't worry about it.
By himself in the morning.
Yeah. Matt and water heater in the morning. Yeah. I like it.
My best friend
guys,
right here.
Don't you dare. My best friend, the whole wide attic. Hey, we're going to get out of here. But seriously, if you get nothing else out of this, what if Jesus loves you, nerds? Bye.
Bye.